Every kingdom swears that its money is safe. Every government promises that its word will last forever. But history and innovation always prove them wrong. From Rome to France, from the Confederacy to modern Lebanon, people have awoken up one morning to find that their lifelong savings were suddenly worthless. Their wealth had vanished. Their salaries had lost their power, and the state they trusted had quietly robbed them. Here's the truth. Collapse is not an exception. Collapse is certain. The real question isn't if the state will collapse. It's what will you do when it does. The illusion of permanence is the most dangerous mistake. We look at the numbers in our bank accounts, at our money, at the promises of governments, and we think they will last. But money is not a solid rock. Money is power, and power can disappear overnight. History is cruel, but that's what makes it a great teacher. Every collapse is a lesson showing what truly holds value and what doesn't. Look at Byzantium. Even after Western Rome fell, it stood for centuries. At the heart of its economy was the golden solidus, trusted and accepted all around the world. It was so reliable that it became the global currency of the Middle Ages. But eventually they made the same mistake. They began reducing the purity of gold, mixing in cheaper metals. At first no one noticed, then trust began to crumble. And that mighty coin became just another piece of metal. The economy collapsed and the empire fell. But notice this. The merchants who held real gold, real value, survived. Those who trusted false promises vanished. That's the first lesson. States can never resist the temptation to dilute their money. And when they do, real value always flows toward what they can't imitate. But sometimes collapse isn't just the ruler's fault. Sometimes it's a disaster that comes out of nowhere. Like the Black Death. In the 14th century, it wiped out half of Europe. Cities emptied, villages disappeared, trade stopped. But something strange happened. As the labor force shrank, work became valuable. Those who survived could demand higher wages. Land, food, and houses became cheaper. And those with money or skills found opportunity in the chaos. Sounds familiar, right? The same thing happened during COVID. Supply chains broke, governments printed trillions. The result? Those with assets grew richer. Wage earners fell behind. Housing prices exploded, stocks recovered, but people struggled. History repeats its message. Crises reward the prepared. It was the same in Florence. In the 1340s, it was Europe's financial capital. The Bardi and Peruzzi families lent money to everyone, even the King of England. But when King Edward defaulted, the banks collapsed. Savings were wiped out, trade stopped, and the city descended into chaos. And once again, people learned the same lesson. There's no such thing as too big to fail. Institutions don't care about your prosperity, only their profits, and when they fall, they drag you down with them. From 1340 to 2008, and even Lebanon's 2019 crisis. Nothing has changed. History keeps repeating itself. Take the American Civil War. Both the North and the South printed money to finance the war. The North had greenbacks, the South had graybacks. At first it seemed to work, but over time both currencies lost value. Prices skyrocketed, wages bought almost nothing. People needed bags of money just to buy a loaf of bread. In the end, those notes were nothing but ink and paper. Those who held real value, gold, land, food, survived. Everyone else lost a lifetime of savings overnight. The lesson was simple. Real protection isn't in paper. It's in tangible value. France learned it too during the Revolution. The monarchy fell, the state seized church lands. They issued a new currency, the assignat. supposedly backed by land. But as the government printed more, value fell. Prices exploded, wages couldn't keep up. Farmers refused paper money, asking for silver or goods instead. Riots broke out, and in the end, money became worthless. And people starved. Those who survived, once again the ones who owned real assets. Fast forward to the 1997 Asian crisis. It started with an attack on the Thai baht and spread across the region. Countries that had borrowed in foreign currencies collapsed overnight. Investors fled, unemployment soared, and the IMF knocked on the door. And once again it was the people who suffered most. Their savings evaporated, their debts exploded, their jobs disappeared. Those who held dollars abroad endured. Those who trusted local currencies broke. Once again, in crises, the strong money wins, the debtor sinks. Now let's look at modern times. Lebanon, 2019. Banks locked their doors. Citizens couldn't access their own money. Lifelong savings were erased. Doctors, merchants, teachers, everyone became poor overnight. History was merciless once again. The money in your bank isn't truly yours. In a crisis, they can simply decide not to give it back. Don't think this is just a distant story. In 2008, Americans lost their homes the same way. In 2020, governments printed money. The rich got richer. In 2023, a few regional banks collapsed overnight, and once again everyone saw the truth. Too big to fail is a fairy tale. So, how do you protect yourself? History doesn't give one clear answer, but it always points to the same idea. Real assets. That could be gold, land, food, or your own skills, the things people still need no matter what. In Byzantium, it was gold. After the Black Death, those who bought abandoned land prospered. In Florence, those who trusted themselves, not the banks, survived. In France, those who owned food and property, not paper, made it through. In Asia, those who didn't borrow in foreign money endured. In Lebanon, those who withdrew before the banks closed escaped the worst. The pattern is clear. Survival isn't about blind faith in institutions. It's about recognizing where real value lies. Collapse is both a disaster and an opportunity. For the unprepared, it's destruction.